Hey everybody, what's going on? Oop, didn't turn my light on. There we go. That's much better. Now y'all can see my ugly mug in 4K, or at least with this camera. And I don't know if it's coming through as 4K. Probably not. But regardless, you see it a lot closer, and I'm sure you guys are just as uncomfortable with that as I am. But anyway, I am ComicSad. We are here hanging out. We have a very special guest with us tonight. This is a very special stream. For anybody who normally watches the channel and hangs out or follows me on X or anything, you know that I am a big proponent of indie comics, but usually, like, if I do streams talking about comics, it's usually either my Sunday night show, Talkin' Shop, or my bi-weekly Thursday show that I actually just had last night with Justin Belmont called Talkin' Shop. Wait, did I say Talkin' Shop twice? Crap. No, Sunday is the pull list. Last night was Talkin' Shop. Cool. Fridays, if I even do a Friday stream, usually just game, but there's something very special going on, very awesome happening with a particular indie comic creator and his self-published brand and his books, and on top of that, just his everything he's got going on. He is looking to change the game in a good way for everybody, not just himself. He is looking to just make his mark while trying to do right by a lot of other indie creators out there as well. But for anybody who has been here from practically the beginning of Talkin' Shop, when I started that back in March, you've seen him on the channel before. Actually, you guys have seen him twice on the channel before, on Talkin' Shop, and then we did another one of these one time, I think, as well. But regardless, here he is. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Web of Dreams Uncharted Comics. Get on with it! What's going on, Web?
Not much. I would like to thank Shia LaBeouf for his show of appreciation there.
Yes, of course. Mr. LaBeouf is a staunch supporter of the ComicSad channel and of Dreams Uncharted Comics. So thank you so much, Mr. LaBeouf. But real quick, let's say hi to the chat real quick. We got Queen Comics Life here. Says, hope you have a wonderful stream. I had to clean the kitchen in the house. I'm so exhausted. You didn't have to do any of that. I would have helped you after we were done. You chose to do it now. I don't want to hear it. And Queen Comics Life said, "Where's the baby?" She remembers the baby from the last time.
The baby is currently off at a fellowship meeting with my wife and father-in-law and son. They're all off, and I'm just here by myself. Which it's been a while since I've been home alone. Actually, I feel like there's never a time where it's just me in the house anymore.
I was gonna say, enjoy it, my brother. Enjoy it for both of us tonight. I don't know what that's like anymore either. Not saying that. Not saying that I don't love my family. Not saying that at all. But it's nice to. It would be nice to have just maybe an hour of quiet time. Oh. Anyway, there you go. Praise the Lord. Basket City, what's going on? White Devil Otaku is here. Queen Comics Life says, "Sup, Web?"
How's it going, Queen Comics Wife?
And and then everybody, 6 people currently watching between Rumble and YouTube, and hopefully more people will filter in because we're talking about some good stuff here with Web and his self-published brand, Dreams Uncharted Comics.
Careful what you ask for there. He's going to take half your stuff.
She has nothing. I have nothing. What's half of nothing? Nothing. Unless we cut the kids in half, but that's a whole nother problem in and of itself.
Since speaking of what we do and don't have, since you have gotten a new job opportunity, that means you are now out of excuses, and at some point you're going to have to drink that Bahama Bilge.
Exactly. No, it was actually. You know what? You know what we'll do? Not tonight because we didn't prepare for it, but maybe what we'll do is because I have 3 Talkin' Shop slots open for the rest of the year. maybe what we'll do is we'll get you in on one of those three. And that because I think I have one slot open in November, and I think I have 2 slots open in December, or the other way around. I think I have 2 open in November and 1 open in December, one or the other. But what we'll do maybe is we'll have you come on. You'll be our first repeat guest on the show, and then we will do the your special concoction that you shared with us your first time on, and we'll do that. Maybe not mixing it live, but at least me doing a taste test in a red Solo cup.
Well, you better at least get the clear Solo cup, because let me tell you, with Bahama Bilge, it's all about the color, really. It looks
Fair
like,
enough. Fair enough. I could just call it. I could just call it Hawaiian Crush's like blue fruit juice or something like that.
It looks like radioactive waste in a cup.
for the damn algorithms of YouTube doesn't. I mean, YouTube's already been screwing plenty of people, but whatever. What's one more channel for YouTube to screw? But what was it for anybody just who's watching who is not familiar, who has not caught one of the other couple of streams the times you've been here on the channel? Do you mind just giving a quick overview in terms of who you are, Dreams Uncharted Comics, what that is, and all that, and then we can get more into the nitty gritty about why you're really here tonight.
All right, sounds good. Now, before I get into that, let's see. It's not right now my church is fasting, so I'm not allowed to drink alcohol. So I decided this would be the perfect opportunity to have a dad's root beer.
Yes, my root beer, ladies and gentlemen. My root beer. Go support Dad's root beer. No, just kidding. It's not my root beer, but I need that root beer though.
They really ought to pay you royalties.
Yeah, right.
So now that that's out of the way, I'm Dreams Uncharted. My whole thing is that I have been running a website where I provide comic books for free, and then the people go and read them. And if there's one that you like, and I now have just added my third one, which we'll be talking about momentarily here, you can pay to keep that one in particular going. So it's sort of like I've got my little newsstand. You come to my newsstand and you choose the books you like, and we make more of those. And so you get to move the needle. I have currently 2 superhero titles and one kind of more manga thing. I've got Marauder, the Rogue Wave Pirates, which is about a sort of pirate crew of superheroes. So they're a team of superheroes. They're also a pirate crew. Then there's High Treason League, which is kind of a fantasy battle shonen sort of thing, where there's these people who are trying to take down the World King using these sort of life force abilities, similar to Ki maybe, but not a little different, but similar. And then the third one, I think we'll be kind of discussing a little more later, is my new one, which is a kind of blend of fantasy and superheroes. It's called Snipe Hunter.
There we go. But yeah, and I've been enjoying it a lot, man. I know there's been at least 1 or 2 people that have caught you on the channel previously that have mentioned either in the chat or just mentioned me on in a message before, like, hey, thanks, Dreams Uncharted is really cool. So like, hopefully more people will get to come to know Dreams Uncharted, and it becomes kind of a household name in the indie space. Because you're doing a lot of good work there, brother. You and your creative teams on your different titles, especially Snipe Hunter. I've read issue 0 of that. It's because issue 0, ladies and gentlemen, for Snipe Hunter, it's like a 7 or 8 page preview, just to kind of set the stage for the actual story to come. And we'll get more into that in just a second. But there's also some other really cool stuff that you've been doing. Now, unfortunately, your website is down currently because dreamsuncharted.com, it is in, I'm pretty sure I put it in the description. If I didn't, I'll put it in a few minutes. But that's normally the website you can go to go check out everything that Web has. But in its place for right now, because the website is currently undergoing a big change, which we'll be talking about as well tonight. But for the time being, I do have the link for Dreams Uncharted Comics on Global Comics in the description. You go click on that, and you go check out High Treason, the 2 issues of High Treason League that are there, Snipe Hunter 0, and then also the Marauder Rogue Wave Pirates issue that is there as well. So this way you get familiar, and then once the website's back up, then you can go show Web over there on his own site. But what's up, Comics Wife? Oh, it's E. Thank you so much. I love you. Okay, I love you. Don't get the spoon. The one we just ended up getting a green screen the other day. We found one that somebody was selling secondhand pretty cheap, and I used it last night for the first time. And I was like, oh yeah, I mean it was cool using it, but yeah, maybe I won't use it tonight because I felt kind of a little claustrophobic using it. It's just it's hang out. It's we're just doing our own thing. Me and my buddy Webb. Maybe I won't use the green screen. Now I got this one back here in the background, standing there hovering. I should have used the green screen.
Of reality.
Yeah, it would have been a nice buffer, so I don't see her there staring into a hole through the back of my head. Oh, incoming fire! There you go. She tried to catch me. God, man down!
Keep talking shit. We'll throw more shit at you.
Okay. Anyway,
have such a low catch rate.
That's right. I am a legendary pocket monster. You can't use just a standard little Pokeball to get me. But yeah, man. So let's get into Snipe Hunter first and foremost, because that's definitely the most immediate thing right now. Well, here's a Web on X, Dreams Uncharted on X. Everybody go give him a follow over there. The first chance you get, it's where you'll get a lot of your updates for what he's got going on with his titles and the website and all the other great stuff that he has coming, as well as another title that will hopefully be getting released. Now, another one, do you have plans for that for this year or next year?
It should be this year. Things are progressing a little slower than I had hoped, but I still think we're on track to be able to release sometime this year.
Gotcha. And we'll talk more about that too, but just, you'll be able to see updates for another awesome project that Webb has in the works. He's talked about it before here on the channel, but in case you didn't catch it last time he was here, I'll leave that as a little surprise for later on. But, and here also is another way besides, since the website is down, currently it will be back up by the end of the weekend, but another way to go help support and support each of the individual titles for Dreams Uncharted Comics, here is the Patreon. The Patreon link is in the description of the streams, and you can go and basically pick your title that you want, and you can support it basically with a nice little monthly donation every month, basically. And is there another option besides just the monthly? Are people able to go to Patreon and just do like a one-time donation as well, or how does that work?
I'm actually not sure. I have it set up for the monthly donations. I don't know if
Gotcha.
There's another feature on there for a one-time thing. I didn't personally set it up, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't use Patreon like ever, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I set up the page, but I didn't set up anything like that, so it would have to be enabled by default.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, I mean, but hey, you know what? It's still a good cause, you guys. And I know now that I have my awesome news of having a wonderful job. Once I actually start getting some paychecks in and work out a budget with the new job and everything, I will be back to helping support and everything as well, because I am a staunch supporter of this man right here below me and everything he's got going on. But let's get on.
We appreciate that.
Let's get on over here. So here is the Global Comics page for Dreams Uncharted. And if you search Global Dreams Uncharted, this will bring you to the creator page. You click on comics, and you guys will be able to see what he has here available. So you've got Marauder, Rogue Wave Pirates. You have 2 issues of High Treason League, and you have 1 issue of Snipe Hunter, which we're going to go into. And Snipe Hunter issue 0. Now, I'm not going to bring the whole thing out. I'll just leave the cover up for right now for you guys. But so Web Snipe Hunter, where kind of the idea and the inspiration initially come from for this character? And if you'd also just want to give a brief introduction to the character as well.
Okay, so yeah, I'll start off with the character herself. Snipe Hunter is a half elf. She grew up until about the age of 8. Her mom always told her she was half elf, but she didn't really believe it, even though her ears were sort of pointy. She also was blind from birth. So she grew up being kind of teased about her ears and her blindness, um, and at some point, uh, the kids are teasing her because they're all going to go off to some summer camp, and she can't go because it's not set up to deal with that. So her mom pulls a few strings. The camp makes some accommodations. She goes with her friends, but her friends, well, they're trying to take another kid on a snipe hunt. And for those who might not be like American and don't know what a snipe hunt is, it's an American children's prank. And how it goes is some kids convince another kid to go out in the woods. We're hunting this creature called a snipe, all right? So what we're going to do is you're going to sit down here and we're going to go out and we're going to flush it towards you, all right? And then you need to catch it. And then they just ditch him. And the kid will be sitting there for hours and hours in the woods not knowing what's going on. So they take her on this snipe hunt. And after they leave, she sees something, which of course, she's a blind girl. She's not really used to seeing things. She sees this portal in front of her. And so she's like, my eyes are beholding things. I go to touch it. So she heads over and just like goes through it and finds herself in the magical world. Now, in this universe, the magical world is not like some whole other thing. It's overlaid on top of our world. So she's still like in America, but in alternate America. And while she's there, the portal closes behind her. Now she's stuck, but she can see all magical things. Her eyes can't see physical objects, but they can see magic. And she uses this to become an archer in the Elvish Kingdom, and she gets so good at it that she becomes a princess's personal bodyguard. So that's sort of where we're at. But also there's one other little thing. She grew up without a dad, never knew who her dad was, never knew where her dad was. She goes to the magical world, and he's there. Hey, it's me, I'm your dad, and I'm really an elf. Oh. But it turns out he's also like, he's scheming. He's not a good dude, it would seem.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to learn more about him, so I'm excited for Snipe Hunter 1 proper to come out, because he seems like that kind of a dick that I just want to read more about and then say, yes, haha, your plans have failed. But first I need know more about your motivations, because you're a dick.
Yeah. I mean, this is not one where we're hiding the ball. Like, he's clearly not a great dude. He's having an affair with the Elvish Queen. He's talking to her about how his quote unquote defective daughter might help him with his plans. So not a nice person.
And there was a nice little throwaway line in one of the first. I think the third page of the preview about basically just kind of a stereotypical trope of a child of her complexion and not having a father, and it wasn't anything like crazy insulting or anything. It was more like she was reiterating to her mother what children were saying to her. But it was like it just the fact that that was even thrown in there was like a nice little nod to remember, hey, kids can be jerks, real jerks too sometimes. But then also it's like, hey, you know what? What's going on here? And then lo and behold, you find out, Daddy's not some deadbeat. He's actually some magical creature from another realm. But it did. I got a good little chuckle out of that. Not because I thought the insult was funny to her, but I was like, I did not expect to read that line.
Yeah, I don't know. I figured I kind of wanted to lampshade that sort of quickly because I didn't want to make it seem like I'm doing some thing about I don't know, irresponsible black fathers, because her dad isn't black anyway.
Yeah. It just That's fair, because I mean I'm sure definitely some people would, anybody who may have read it, if that line wasn't in there, I'm 100% positive some people would have just immediately drawn that conclusion anyway without the line.
Right.
So it was a nice little, like you said, it was a nice little way to kind of cover that real quick and move on with the story. It was a nice little throwaway line. It just gave me a little chuckle on that one. But no, he's not what you think he is. But so where did the idea for Snipe Hunter originally come from?
Okay, so Snipe Hunter is sort of in her original form. I used to work with another guy, and he actually sort of came up with the template for what the character is. I don't really like mention his name because we're not on great terms these days, but
Oh, that's fair.
he initially came up with the character, or a character, with these sorts of qualities like elf who's blind and shoots arrows. And that was kind of his first stabs at it. I fleshed it out a great deal. So I'm the one who came up with the she can see magic thing.
Gotcha.
I did the design myself. That's all me. I sort of came up with how the magical world works. He also wanted her to go to a magical world, but I kind of made the rules about how it's sort of overlaid on top of ours. And the reason for that is that I really, really don't like multiverses. I'm happy to have like other planes of existence, no multiverses. Not doing it.
Okay. Yeah, that's it's definitely something that's been overplayed, or at least it's been overplayed without anybody trying to take a little bit of a different stab at it. Like just everybody kind of just does the same thing, it seems. So I definitely appreciate that that you decided to veer away from that.
Yeah, I really didn't want to do that. I don't want to have like a million different versions of the characters. I don't want like every possible event that could have happened happening. We're just going to kind of stick with. They all have one version, and they can sort of move between different planes of reality, but it's all on one timeline. So I'm going to try to keep things simple. But yeah, so based off of that initial concept that I received, I built on this and sort of fleshed her out into her own character. I came up with the idea of her having sort of this highly charismatic, in a weird way, sort of dad. He's based an awful lot on Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, okay.
But although his design was much more inspired by cars, also from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. But
I never, just for point of reference, I have not gotten that deep into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. My wife has a little bit further, so she may know the character you're referring to from that. I do not. I know who Dio is. I don't recall the other guy you mentioned. And Jose Taco's here. What's up, Jose Taco?
How's it going?
But anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, he sort of looks similar to Pillar Man Cars, who's a character in JoJo's.
Gotcha.
But he's much more, in terms of his personality, he's much more similar to Dio. He's this kind of like infinitely charismatic guy who just instantly wins people around him over. But he's also a sort of sociopath who likes to use people. And I decided to cast this sort of character in the role of an elvish diplomat. So he's working for the kingdom. He's using his great charisma to avoid wars. Like it's mentioned in the preview that when he left his daughter Alva Snipe Hunter behind, he was going to go try to defuse some situation with another kingdom, and that he successfully did that. So he's very good at his job, but he's also clearly got something else that he's kind of doing in the background.
Actually, I do like the global comics just kind of goes frame by frame here. So we'll I'm just gonna breeze through it real quick, and you can kind of talk a little more about the preview that we're seeing.
Yeah, so here we kind of see her dealing with the other kids growing up. and that's Ryan. He's this sort of a shit kid who he's like her chief bully, I guess. He's the guy who causes her the most problems.
Fair
So
enough.
he invites herself on this snipe hunt, I guess, not knowing what it is, and here she is in the woods, and she sees something, and she has never seen something before, but now she sees something. And it's this portal right here. She goes through it. And now we are in the World.
And I'll just leave it. I'll leave it there. I won't go into the last couple of pages. Let everybody read that for themselves. Oh, nobody pause and read the panels, by the way. Go to Global Comics and then DreamsUncharted.com once the site is back up and running. So you go read this for yourself. But I will leave this on this because I loved this. I love this scene. It's just the colors, the vibrancy. It definitely feels like you're for sure stepping into like another mystical, like high fantasy type of setting.
Yes, yeah. I think Rob Bambury, who did the preview comic, did a phenomenal job on this scene. I couldn't be happier with it. The buildings all look, wonderful and elven, and I think that it just really sort of sets the tone for how the Elvish Kingdom is going to look and feel.
Oh, for sure, he did a solid job. Basically, it's what I think is like he took a mix of like maybe Richie Rich's mansion and Rivendell and threw it together, and it works. For me, it works.
Yep.
But so that's and then Snipe Hunter, you have a couple of posts, which actually, let me see if I can go find one of them. I know you sent it to me earlier. So you actually had a post with this one right here showing a preview of the cover for the official first issue of Snipe Hunter. So where is this in terms of production, in terms of getting this ready? Because obviously with your funding method of just pay per page essentially, and just trying to do things a little differently, how far away are we currently from getting Snipe Hunter #1, the first page or couple of pages of it?
It actually was already released on the original website before it went down. So
Okay.
There were 3 pages up, and they're actually still on my Twitter if you go to the Dreams Uncharted community page, which is on my homepage under, there you go. So if you scroll down a little further, there it is.
Ah.
Yes, we have the first 3 pages here.
I'm just gonna go through them real quick. So okay, perfect. So we can get at least the initial feel of how this is going to start unfolding moving forward, and we definitely see jerkwad daddy elf daddy pants looking very I don't want to say menacing, but he definitely looks like he's up to something in that throne room scene there. But so so since we have the first few pages of it, I guess. I guess my question would then be, how is it tracking, or do people seem to be picking up on it before the site went down pretty well? Like, are not we, are you? I keep saying we because like I'm so invested, I want to see more. But how has it been tracking along for the first couple of days?
People have been enjoying it. It's got its first donation already.
Wonderful.
Yes, first donation has come through. So, it's I think probably gotten the fastest donation of any of my books yet, which is good. Now we need to keep going.
For sure,
because there's a lot of story to get through here, and I have so many cool things that I'm looking forward to in this. One of which is that guy on the cover right there.
Yeah. I remember when you released the initial concept art of him a couple months ago, and I was like, "What is this dude? What is he? I don't know what the he thing is. It a person? Is it a creature? Is it a construct? Like I don't know, but it looks awesome, and I need to see more."
Yeah, I think that people are really going to dig this guy. I don't want to give too much away
For
because
sure.
that's going to come up later in the book. But I just really, really like his design. I'm very proud of myself for that one. I think he looks super cool.
The mayor of Work City. What's going on, John? How are you, brother? He is pretty funny. All hail all hail the mayor of Work City. Everybody go visit Work City at the end of your summer break here. But also everybody head on over to the Patreon here again. Links are in the description to not just to help support Snipe Hunter moving forward and get more pages out of that, but there's plenty of story that Web has to tell with High Treason League and with Marauder the Rogue Wave Pirates as well. So whether it's through Patreon or once the proper the Dreams Uncharted site proper is back up and running with all the great things that are coming to it that we're going to talk about next. Regardless, just go support this man. What he's doing, him and his team are just completely killing it in my mind in terms of just putting out quality stories, quality art, and just making it readily available for people to read. But if you want to be able to read what's next, sooner than later, definitely please consider going and not for me, not here to my channel, not at all. Head over to the Patreon page tonight and think about hitting one of those join buttons for $10 a month, even if it's just for the month until the until Web has the website back up. Then you can go through there and do donations as you see fit from there. But let's help Web get to his goals so this way he can help provide us with more quality pages of these quality stories.
Yes, I do. I have so many cool things I want to show off to you guys. If we can just get the stories rolling, I would love to get it to the point where there are enough people on the Patreon where I can at least be reliably putting out a couple of pages each month.
Mhm.
Really, I'd love to get it to the point where there are so many eyes on the prize that I could be pumping this stuff out regularly.
Oh, for sure. Isn't
And
that
have one
everybody's?
that's working full time. That would be the ideal. And I think we're not anywhere near that yet. But if there's anything I think will give my shot at that future a big shot in the arm, it's the project that I have coming up right now. So why don't I dive into the reason why my website is down at the moment?
Yes. So for anybody who goes to dreamsuncharted.com currently, this is what you're going to see. And Webb, if you don't mind going into explaining why, because you can explain a lot better than I have. Mind you, everybody, I had the inside scoop as a non-comic book creator. I've been in the chats, I've been in the DMs, I've been seeing all the questions and all the work that's been going into it, at least at a surface level. And it's exciting, it's really cool, it's innovative, and it's going to be not just good for Web and for Dreams Uncharted Comics, but for indie comic creators and artists in general. So Web, go ahead, man, take the stage and explain why people are seeing this when they go to the website right now.
Right. So the reason the website is down at the moment is because we are in the process of transferring the domain name dreamsuncharted.com from my previous Wix website, which I know I built myself, and it's kind of janky because I'm not a website builder, to a professionally constructed website made by Monarch Cyber Solutions, who've been very gracious in helping me out with this. And it's going to be not only better in terms of how it functions. Now the progress bars, for example, will actually move when you donate instead of me having to do it manually. But it has bigger implications in that now I'm going to be turning this from a site for my comics specifically into a platform where I would like to get several different creators to come in and be able to take advantage of the page by page crowdfunding method that I have innovated here. And I think that this will be a great way for people to pool audiences, to have sort of a hub for things. It's going to be a curated site, so that because I want to be able to target parents. The idea is we're going to have several different creators making comic books that are safe for kids. We can take them to like parenting groups, be like, hey, do your kids like comics? Here you go, they're free. kids read the comics. Mommy, can I have your credit card? Because I really want to see more of this. In that way, I think that we'll be able to sort of reach a younger audience, which is something that I feel like the indies have not been doing a fantastic job of. I think we need to reach out to younger people.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be trying to win over normies. I don't think we need to be. I think there's too much slugging it out over this very tiny pond of indie fans that already exist. But the reason that that's happening, excuse me, the reason why people are slugging it out over this tiny, tiny pool of fans and dollars is because the way that crowdfunding works now, it's almost impossible to get new people in. Why?
Yeah.
Because you're asking people to go out of their way to buy an expensive, well, not even to buy, to back an expensive book, sight unseen, and hope that you then fulfill it and that you get it to them. And it's still way more expensive than a comic that you find in a store. The barrier to entry is up through the roof.
Yeah, it's the cheapest one that I think I've seen, and even that's just for digital, is like $7 or $8, and that's just for a digital copy. And I understand, like, there's whether the artists need to get paid, and the writers, if it's not a writer that's actually behind doing the campaign and everything, a writer needs to get paid if the creator's not involved in the writing directly. And then there are some people that have a very few and far between, by my understanding. But there are some people that they'll bankroll creating it up front and then just hope to make it up on the back end. But even then, that's where, like, you're seeing $15, $20, $25. I've even seen like $40 independent comic books. Now some of them are kind of chunky and lengthy. Like, there was one I saw, like 60 pages, 70 pages, and it was like $30. Still a lot, but like it's a little more digestible as opposed to paying $25 for a 24-page comic book. And essentially you're paying $1 a page at that point. So
yeah, precisely. It's you have to go out of your way. It's expensive, and there's no guarantee that you'll actually receive anything. And if you do, it might be years later. So the barrier to entry is very, very high. What I want to do with the Dreams Uncharted fleet is I want to take the barrier all the way down. It's online. It's a click away. It's free. All right. That's how I think we can get people in the door. And I think that a lot of people, even people who have had success with traditional crowdfunding methods, I think that you should be looking at this, because here is what this can do for you, even if you're established. This is where the page-by-page funding method is really, really strong. You might not make the huge dollar amounts that you make with a traditional crowdfund, but what it does is it allows you to try new ideas rapidly.
mm-hmm.
Put something out there, see if it works. If it doesn't, ignore it. Put something else out. Maybe that one works. Maybe you proceed with that one. But it also gets new eyeballs on your books. And then when you have a new audience in, the next time you run some big campaign on Kickstarter or Indiegogo, now there are new people who already know what your work is like and know that they want to read more of it.
Mm-hmm.
And now you can probably get a bigger dollar amount for that.
So, and just to preface, it's not necessarily that you're trying to persuade people going away from the crowdfunding method. This is more kind of like as a supplemental alternative in a sense.
Right. I'm not saying that this is going to completely do away with old crowdfunding. I think that they can be used in tandem. Mm-hmm. I think that they can benefit each other in a lot of ways. I think that the page-by-page method, what it's really good at doing is it's really good at breaking even. It's a safe bet, because all you need to do is you pay a few $100 up front, maybe get a few pages to start with, maybe a little bit of buffer.
Mm-hmm.
And then as pages are funded, you just keep paying your artist to keep producing the book as it goes along. And it just keeps breaking even, and there's no time limit. You're not staring down the barrel of, if by the end of the month I don't have this, then the whole thing is over. You're not having to deal with that.
Yep.
So it breaks even very well, and it allows you to be very prolific. It allows you to put out a lot of ideas. And then once you've put those ideas out and you've tested which ones work and which ones don't, and you've gotten in new people who say, I like this and I want to see more of it, then you could launch that big dollar crowd fund and you can make even more money with it.
And from the conversations that were had in the chat, the messaging with you, myself, your partners who were the folks who helped create the website that's coming, as well as a small handful of creators that you handpicked to kind of help basically alpha test this thing. Now there's a second potential use for this as well in terms of creators, independent comic creators and writers, to be able to maybe go find potentially their next artist that they want to work with, or vice versa as well. Do you mind going into explaining how that'll work after we real quick say hi to our friend Tommy? Tommy, what's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well, brother. Happy days, happy days. Everybody go check out Tommy when you get a chance. But we're here. We're talking about Web, Dreams Uncharted, and the stuff that he's trying to do to try to just kind of revolutionize indie comics in a sense. But yeah, if you can go through and like I said, kind of that second alternative function for this new platform as well.
Okay, so the secondary function of the Dreams Uncharted fleet is going to be that there are writer and artist profiles. Okay, and this is going to operate in a way that will allow writers and artists to find each other. It will allow writers to hire artists. It will allow artists to hire writers. Artists, please hire some writers every now and again. Some of you think you can write, and you can't. There are artists who can write, okay, but there are also artists who think they can write.
There's always exceptions to the rule, but they are exceptions.
There are exceptions, but
and it goes the other way as well.
all I'm saying is don't assume that you're one of those exceptions. That's all I'm saying.
Spread the love a little bit.
Yeah. So it'll allow people to find each other, which I don't know how it's taken this long for there to be a good platform for artists to go meet up with writers. Like I found a lot of my artists through, say, DeviantArt forums back in the day, back when I used DeviantArt, God help me. But those were just like forums, like job boards on forums. But it's not a dedicated thing to help people like find each other. I don't know why all this time there hasn't been an app to like, allow writers to go through and see like examples of artists' work and say, oh, I like that, I want to hire this. There are some sort of similar things, but they're not necessarily for comic books. We need one for comic books.
Oh, for sure.
There's a lot of writers out there who make, fantastic art, but they don't want to touch comics.
Yeah, for right now, I think it's just if you're not already in and involved and done some work, it's like there's a colorist out there on X. He goes by Tartan Ninja, and he's going to be on the show talking shop in I think either next month or in October, one of the two. He's going to be on. But yeah, like he's out there. He's trying to. He's always out there putting out just kind of some samples and just some stuff that he's kind of worked on in his free time and everything, just to kind of get himself out there to people. Because, like you said, there isn't necessarily a platform for people to go find a colorist, to go find an inker, to go find a primary interior artist, et cetera, et cetera. It's either you got to, on a wing and a prayer, reach out to somebody that's in the industry, or you go take the X and you roll the dice on Johnny No Name, who could very well be the next John Romita, or could be the next ComicSdad in terms of art skill, which my level of art skill is stick figures. So just keep that in mind. If you want some of the best stick figures, if you want some of them, hit up your boy. But if you don't want stick figures, you got to go somewhere else.
Yeah, and if you go looking for artists on X, you're going to get so many things in your inbox. Like, oh, I'm an artist, and you go to check their stuff out, and there's just no stylistic through line. It's pretty clear that they just downloaded a bunch of pictures from the internet. And
Either that, or unfortunately there's a lot of people that have almost kind of the same style going on nowadays, because I think part of that is also they're trying to put out things that will draw eyes to get the attention of comic creators and writers, and it's just kind of an oversaturation of a couple of different themes going on in indie comics right now as well, between heroes and a couple other types of stories. So I think that a lot of the people, especially on X, that you see, a lot of the artists, like they've kind of structured or restructured their style to kind of fit what they think people are looking for, as opposed to just doing their own thing, which is, which I understand, but it's also unfortunate because you're an artist, you have your own unique style. Most artists do. Put it on display for everybody to see, not just tweak an existing style to show just a tiny hint of what you're capable of outside of this box that you're putting yourself in.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that there is an awful lot of trying to fit oneself into other people's expectations when it comes to art, and that's why I enjoy working with the artists I work with, because a lot of, like, for instance, David from Marauder, who's also working on Xenozones, which we can talk about in a second.
Yeah, for sure. I already have that pulled up, ready to go.
He has this fantastic, very colorful, eye-catching style. It's very, very unique. Of course, Leo, who does High Treason League, he has sort of a manhwa style. Like it's familiar, but it also doesn't look generic. He
exactly
do enough with the way he sort of draws characters and environments and things that that I think that it sort of sets him apart.
Yeah, and I'll pull up one from kind of each too, just this way everybody watching. Like I said earlier, if you haven't checked out Dreams Uncharted, if you haven't checked out Web and the work that him and his various creative teams are doing, go check it out once the website's back up. But in the meantime, head on over to Global Comics as well. I'm just trying to find one for Marauder. Because you have so many different things. So
maybe you just go to the Global Comics and pull Marauder.
Yeah, I found one just for the cover. But we'll head on back over. There we go. So for High Treason League, this is a piece for High Treason League. Is this the cover of issue 3 that's coming?
Yes, that's the cover of issue 3. Actually, issue 3 is now, we have 6 pages out.
Yes, let's go, High Treason League.
6 pages out. There are 6 pages that are funded, but we're still working on them. Leo's still working on them. I'm sitting on my ass. But
get to work. Poor Leo. Don't make him work at the mill all by himself.
I don't know if he wants my help, man.
There we go. There's Marauder.
Yes. Yeah, you can see like the cool way that he uses color, like the blues and purples on that big jellyfish monster back there. I love the way that he does his colors. It's fantastic.
And then you were talking about, which we can get into next. But well, actually, let's just kind of put a pin and wrap up on talking Dreams Uncharted and the website. Because the website, are you rebranding the website as well to not just be Dreams Uncharted Comics, but to be Dreams Uncharted Fleet? Or have you settled on a definitive name for it? Because I know Fleet was kind of the working name that you were going with.
I think we're actually going to call it the Dreams Uncharted Fleet because, we have this sort of nautical theme already. So, what is a group of ships but a fleet?
There you go.
So the Dreams...
What's up, Error?
How's it going, Error? The Dreams Uncharted Fleet is going to be the new name of the site, and then Dreams Uncharted Comics will be one of the creators on Dreams Uncharted Fleet. We hope to have several more. I think I'm going to be the only one at launch because we need to work through maybe bugs and things. But we're going to start introducing people.
For sure, some of the folks from the message thread that you created are definitely talented, and some people that I know are working on some stuff in the meantime. But I know they're all really excited about you getting this launched as well and having some of their stuff up on the fleet. So when can we expect this page to not look like this?
Okay, so the domain change is going to take 48 hours. We're about 24 hours into that. So
Okay.
It should, hopefully, if everything goes right, be done late tomorrow. I'm not sure if the site will be quite ready then, but it should be sometime within the next few days. I don't anticipate it will take very long.
All right. So I would. So then I maybe because it's the week, we're going into the weekend anyway. So maybe if some of you want something to read on Monday when you're at work at your desks, go check out the website, see if it's back up and running. Hopefully by then you should have something you could go check out, and then you can see kind of see the beginning of Web's vision for we can't even say the site, the platform moving forward. But with that, that's all very exciting. I can't wait for it, brother. Like I said, I know you got a couple of other creators that are kind of chomping at the bit, waiting for this to get going as well, to get their stuff on there. So I'm really excited for you. This is going to be an awesome thing, and it's definitely a needed thing in the indie comic space. And I will do every bit that I can, whether it's the 5 people who are currently watching, or even if I can go on to, bless you. Oh, excuse me. Bless you. Excuse me. And damn. But whether it's here on the channel with, by the way, thank you to the 5 people currently watching and hanging out with us. But whether it's the 5 people watching here, or if, I don't know, God forbid I could ever get on a channel like, I don't know, Yellow Flash or Nerdrotic, and then instead of talking about my own stuff, I'll name drop the fleet, and we'll get it going that way. I'm not saying I'll ever get on Nerdrotic or Yellow Flash, but just if I were ever fortunate enough to, I'd be sure to make sure that I'm dropping Dreams Uncharted in any conversation I'm having. Yeah. But because I wanna see it go, man. I want to see it take off and sail the seas and rule the high seas of indie comics.
Absolutely.
But so let's talk about the future of Dreams Uncharted. So we got High Treason League here. So this is the cover for number 3, which we already discussed. It's in production. 6 pages are done. Hopefully a little more coming soon. Marauder, the Rogue Wave Pirates. So what's going on with that? How close is that to, in terms of both funding from people at home and also in terms of just actual production? How close are we to a second issue of Marauder, Rogue Wave Pirates?
We're currently in the 2nd issue. I can't remember exactly how many pages are out.
Okay.
But yeah, the second issue is going. And so once we get through that, like the 2nd issue, it's already complete on my end.
Okay.
So through that, I'm hoping that to get started on the 3rd issue pretty soon. David, of course, at the moment is working on Xenozones, but once we get a bit of a buffer built up on that, he's really, really excited to get back on Marauder. Marauder is one. He's always asking me, when do I get to draw Marauder?
Yeah, for sure. I really enjoyed issue 1, and then I knew issue 2 was around the corner. With everything going on here on my end and everything, I haven't hit the refresh page before it went down in a little bit. But once it's back up, I'm sure there will be people chomping at the bit to, hopefully, that are new to checking out your stuff. That'll go check out Marauder and show Marauder some love with a little donation here and there to help get some more pages produced and released as well. Because that one has the potential to be a really, really cool seafaring adventure.
Oh, yeah. I think it's going to be great. Also, before we switch over, I want to...
you beat me to it. You beat me to it. I was going to bring this up.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's the Bahama Bilge, by the way. You see that drink there? That's what I'm trying to force ComixDad to imbibe this thing.
Yes, this is the focus of the image right here. No, this was Webb's focus of this image. What my focus was, and I even posted about it and retweeted it, was down here. This was my focus because I saw, what's this? I recognize these covers. Oh, that's Marauder. Oh, that's High Treason League 1 and 2. What the hell are you hiding from me, Webb? What are you hiding from us, man? But go ahead.
Here, these test prints. Now, this is not the first time I've flashed test prints on a stream. There was a time when I was waiting for, and I got some from Amazon. I'm like, there's going to be physical books coming from Amazon, but no, Amazon was rejected them, and of course, there's no way you can talk to a human to figure out how to fix it. So,
of course, Alexa, unscrew yourself, please, in terms of publishing. Oh, the capital of Oregon is.
It's infuriating. So instead, I've decided to go through Indie Planet. Now, the problem with Indie Planet is that they take forever and a day to host your book. So I've got the test prints. They were approved like more than a month ago. To be put on the site to be listed, but they take their sweet time doing that, and there's no real way to hurry them up because it's just like you're in line and we'll get there when we get there.
Oh, for sure. And I'm sure they've got clients that are, as with any business, they've got clients of all various shapes and sizes, but unfortunately those larger ones take precedence over everybody else.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm coughing so much today. But,
you're good. You're no worries, man.
But they will get to it eventually. It's not like Amazon where they'll just say, "Surprise, we actually won't be putting the thing." They don't put it up. Like they don't care what state it's in. They'll put up a book that is is very. I've seen some very low quality stuff on Indie Planet. Let me tell you. They don't care. They'll put anything up. So it's going to be coming. It's coming. It's on the way. It's just a waiting game right now, and once it's ready, you'll be able to order Dreams Uncharted Comics to your doorstep from the comfort of your own home. Yes,
but still also go make sure you're checking them out on Dreams Uncharted Fleet as well. So question for you, since Indie Planet, so now will they be listed on Indie Planet, or Indie Planet is just the one that's going to be printing them for you?
They'll be listed on Indie Planet, yes.
Okay. And then I guess the question for those watching or anybody who watches it on the replay, because you were talking about kind of your motivations for how you've been going about releasing the books, your funding model, and then also just your goals and aspirations. So I do have to ask, with these physical editions, how, and of course Indie Planet needs to make back their money and then some for doing the work of printing it for you. Roughly, do you have an idea of what the price point is for those who want to go and get them physically once they're available? Or is that still kind of a work in progress?
Remember exactly what I said it at. Let me see if it's recorded here. I want to say it's like $6-ish.
Okay, well, and you're still even around there. That is still pretty much achieving kind of what you want, like in terms of that barrier of entry, like you were saying.
Yeah,
so that's awesome.
For HTL2 or Marauder 1, High Treason League 1 is double length. It's going to be a little more expensive.
For sure, yeah, more pages, more cost, obviously.
But I've tried not to jack up the prices too high. I'm more interested in books being in people's hands than making a big profit off of it, because what I really want is, there are QR codes in the books. The QR codes are going to send people to my site, and then
perfect.
Hopefully they can fund things there. So, get the books, share them with your friends, and have them snap some pictures of QR codes.
And then from there, go to the website, check out more stuff, check out other creators, go help do your part in funding all sorts of stuff, and then you'll be able to get even more physical books in your hand after you check out a bunch of stuff on the website as well. So I love it, man. I love the idea. I love the concept. Like I said, I love everything that you're doing. But let's head back on over to, because we did have one other. Here it is. So you mentioned Xenozoans a couple of times. So for anybody who's not aware of what Xenozoans is from the last time you were here, because I think aside from your appearance on Talking Shop, we did a second stream, but I think that was because you like kind of low key announced this, and I was just so excited. I was like, dude, we got to get on stream and talk about this.
I'm so excited. I think that this has huge potential to
for sure
be something that really that takes off. Like if it gets big, it's infinitely merchandisable. It could have all sorts of adaptations and spin-offs. It is a great idea for I think for not just, it's a great story. I don't want to sound like I'm just, out here trying to what's the word I'm looking for? Just like have some sort of cash grab, but it's going to be a fantastic story. But I also think this one has huge potential to be the big flagship, like maybe even bigger than High Treason League. For sure.
And if it does, you got to find a way to incorporate spaceships that look like sailboats. But so just right here in this post from a few months back, you said it yourself. You're working on a creature capture story set on an alien planet, and it's called Xenozoans. So I don't know if there's maybe a little more you want to go into about it real quick. Now that it's been a little time since we've gotten together and talked about it as well. If you have maybe a little more you want to release, but I know you've also been releasing more images and more of some other various Xenozoan creatures as well. So we could jump to that, or we go on based these initial designs that you first released. So however you want to talk about it, the floor is yours on Xenozoans, my man.
Sure. Yeah, I'll give a brief rundown, and we can go through these designs here. We can look at the other ones too as well. But Xenozoans is inspired very much by creature capture things like Pokemon and Digimon. It's really, I would say, more similar to Digimon in that it's about a group of kids who are stranded in another world, and they have to kind of survive on their own. But it's a little more like Pokemon in that you don't just have one Xenozoan who sticks with you forever, and that's just it. It does have the capturing team building dynamic as well.
And that's this device here on their hands, correct?
Yes. So all Xenozoans have this ability to turn into little tokens, basically. And you can load them into that thing. Looks sort of like a dual disc almost. And the cool thing about this is that the kids can actually use the powers of their Xenozoans. Now, it's not as strong when they do it. So there is an incentive to get your Xenozoan out and have the Xenozoan fight instead of doing it yourself. But they can sort of use their abilities to traverse terrain. Like if you scroll over to Lime and her Xenozoan right here, one of the things that you're going to see when we introduce this is that she can fly using
cool.
the wings of her Xenozoan. So your Xenozoans can give you abilities as well. But they have their own abilities. They can fight. They can metamorphose, which is their version of evolution, basically.
Gotcha.
And so what these kids are going to be doing is their parents have been kidnapped by some giant Xenozoan. They're stuck on an alien planet. Their parents were researchers of this planet. So there's not another human population here. These are it.
Gotcha.
They've got to, at least as far as they know.
I see what you did there.
And they're going to have to go out into the wilderness and go searching for their parents, but they've also, along the way, they need to capture and upgrade their Xenozoans for the sake of survival. So they're going to be going on adventures uh, and getting into battles, and there's going to be like they have a bunch of vehicles that their parents left over that they can ride around in and help them in their search, and they're off to try to find their and rescue their parents from this mysterious xenozoan that's captured them.
And since you said mysterious xenozoan, recently you've actually released a couple of more designs.
Yes.
So we'll go into these. These are really cool. I mean, the initial designs that you released were awesome, and now you're releasing even more. And now I noticed something. There's this silhouette up here. Obviously, this large one is this really nasty looking boy here. But then I noticed that there's a silhouette of somebody else here.
Okay, well, that's not a huge secret. If you look at Ricky from this thing, it's him.
Okay.
Yeah, that is there for scale. So that's going to show you how
gotcha.
big the Xenozoan is. So this Xenozoan is bigger than Ricky. This is called Buzzsaurus.
Ooh, I like the name.
Yes, I think it's a good one. He's got a sort of buzzsaw on his back. And, lots of sharp, pointy things in addition to that.
Yeah, it's a good thing you mentioned that it was to scale, because what I was thinking was that, oh, hey, that's Ricky. And then does this mean that this is a Xenozoan that's going to be part of Ricky's team? But yeah, so it's to show to scale. Okay.
We shall see. But
who knows?
This is for scale. And so you can see that's sort of a larger one. This here is, what was the name? Zoom in, actually. It's like Ixthanatos, that's right.
Yes, it's up there.
Ixthanatos. It's sort of a like dinosaurian kind of underwater xenozoan that I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, my wife will appreciate that. She's all about the water type creatures and the various creature capture genre stuff out there. So this guy is neat. I was digging this one.
Oh yeah, that guy's great. That was actually made by a friend of mine. I have a friend who does like Fakemon designs.
Oh, okay, cool.
I liked them so much that I actually bought a few of them off of him. So this is one of his. It's called Cogmelion. You see, he's got the little cog in his back. He's got the gauge on his tail. I think he's super cool. And a lot of Xenozoans actually have these sort of technological elements to them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I noticed that with what was it, Buzzosaurus, was it?
Yeah, Buzzsaurus.
Yeah, definitely a lot of high tech going on there, and a little more low tech with the cog and the gauge, but it's still machine based or machine integrated in a way, which is neat. Yeah. And then there was another one here, I think, in this post. Yep, there we go.
Yes, that's Avianx. It's got an X at the end because its wing. It's got like two sets of wings. It sort of forms an X.
Oh, yep, I see it there.
Yeah, I've been trying to work X's and Z's in here and there just to, because Xenozoans.
For sure.
I think.
And then we've got now. Is this our first? Our first. I'm sorry. What was the term that you're using for transitions for changes?
Yeah, metamorph.
Metamorph. So is this our first metamorph that we're seeing here? Is that what this is?
Yeah. So we start off with Shanfan, and it metamorphs into Shantar.
Okay. Oh, and it's because it's like a centaur. That's cool.
Yes.
Look at all this, folks.
Some people have correctly observed that this was partially inspired by Andalites from Animorphs. If you might have Animorphs might have been before or after your time. I don't know.
Oh no, I read Animorphs.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Animorphs. I didn't read the entire series. Like, I was one of those kids who are like, oh, the cover at the school library is really cool and interesting, so let me grab one and read it. But like, I was never really overly compelled to like go out and grab all of them. But I remember reading a handful of them, and they were always cool. So yeah.
Yeah, I got bits and pieces of them too. There were several of them at my library, and I would always check them out and read them completely out of order. I don't know. But there's these creatures in there called Andalites that sort of look vaguely like centaurs, but not quite. And
Okay.
this is, tried to make sure it's very legally distinct. Okay, we should
Yeah,
run from it like Godzilla, even though it isn't.
yeah. You don't want a Pal World situation on your hands.
No power world happening here. These things they turn into tokens, not balls. Okay, Pokemon Company.
There you go. Yeah, and Pokemon Company. I'm not here on Monday. It's just to let you know, it's not because I'm going and doing anything on another platform with your IPs or anything. I'm just taking a day off. That's all I'm doing. Not like I'm playing your IPs using official licensed technology, as I call it. But we've got 4 more designs here, which are really neat. This is like a little alien dragonfly you can see for scale up there. What's going on with this guy? What's his name? Deaconopt?
Draconopt.
Draconopt.
Let's see, Draconopt. He's one of the ones that I got from my friend. I wanted like some sort of little bug xenozoans. Some of these I made, I guess, to sort of fill out the environment.
For sure.
I want to have xenozoans that create a sense that this world is inhabited by creatures. We don't just run into them when the plot requires it. There's going to be some kind of flying around in the background and stuff like that. And that's what this guy is intended to serve. Although you never know. Some of the ones that I sort of intended for that purpose have become, popular enough that I've started reworking them into making them a little more popular. We can maybe talk about that if the one that I'm thinking of happens to be in these slides here. This one is what was the name of this one? That's another one of my friends' ones.
Pincher?
Pincher, that's it. Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I'm reading it right. I'm not the best at reading. Everybody knows I'm functionally illiterate. So
I think you got it right there. Well, actually, no. I decree you got it right, since it's my thing. Yeah.
I feel so good about myself. Ooh, pat on the back for ComixDad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's this little ant, and it's got a bomb on its tail, and so that's sort of. I thought that would be a cool thing to have. Sort of the Viridian Forest kind of my version of that. Just have like little balls going around.
Another one. This is another one of those filler creatures.
Yes.
Hey, you know what though? Sometimes people love the filler creatures. Like me in particular, Ash's Caterpie was probably the goat of all Caterpies. So
now, this is the one I was talking about that was intended to be a filler creature, but people really took to it. So we've got this sort of piranha thing here. I call it a Sunderbite, which is a name I am immensely proud of, by the way. I think that's probably one of the best names.
It's a strong name for sure.
So a Sunderbite here. It's like it's sort of a piranha-like thing. It's obviously going to have a lot of powers to do with its mouth and chomping and biting and stuff. And that's one of the ones that's going to be showing up in the first arc. And I mean, I don't think it's too much of a spoiler to say like where we're going to go. I want the first arc to take place in a jungle sort of similar to like the Amazon rainforest. And like the Amazon rainforest, there are going to be rivers running through it. And that's where this guy is going to live.
Gotcha. Yeah, his design is he's pretty menacing, and if Xenozoans were a game, I would definitely want to have him on my team just for the look alone.
Oh yeah, I think that he turned out great.
Now this guy.
Yes, this guy.
This dude might be my favorite one I've seen so far, besides the lava raptor that you have as well.
This one, there's a bit of a typo here. It says dashboard. It's not dashboard. It's dashboard. He's a boar.
Gotcha.
He goes really fast. But this is dashboard. He's I think he's going to be fun. He's going to be showing up kind of early. He's sort of like a utility Xenozoan.
Yeah, yeah, there's the saddle here. You can see there, kind of like a ride Xenozoan.
Yeah. So, all of them, it's sort of like Pokemon in that way, and that like you have HM slaves. They can still fight. You can still put them into battle, but they're really there to help you with other things for the most part.
For sure. Yeah. Oh, gee, and that's since I've been doing a playthrough of OG Pokemon Red. I forgot about the concept of HM slaves and just having that one creature in your party where it's just okay, you get all the HMs and you're not doing anything else. And I was reminded of that the last time I was playing a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh no, this is so bad mechanically. I forgot how rough it was in the start.
Oh yeah, it's miserable. When I was a kid, I just kind of like split my HMs between my different mons. I don't think I ever had like an HM slave growing up. It's definitely a really annoying mechanic.
For sure. But that's enough about that. But no, so Xenozoans is definitely on its way. Now you were saying earlier, you're hoping probably by the end of the year. You think is when we'll start to see at least maybe some sample pages or like a preview like we got for Snipe Hunter.
Yeah, I think so. There's going to be a preview coming like for Snipe Hunter. The preview is getting pretty close to being done.
Okay.
And then before I launch, I want to have a cover and 3 pages of issue 1 completed.
Fair enough.
So, that's kind of what I'm waiting on. Once that is done, then I'm going to launch it, and I think that it's going to be a very, very successful series. I think that it's all ages. My series so far are 13 up. This one's going to be all ages. It can, any audience can enjoy it, and I think that it's really going to be a fun one. And I think people are going to want to follow the adventures of these kids as they explore this largely unexplored alien world.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I already want to, and honestly, my kids are at a point where they're also starting to really get into Pokemon. At least in terms of watching like the older animated series. Our older one, she's played it a couple of times now on the Switch, one of the newer titles. I gotta work my way. I gotta work her way up to taking on the OG Red and Blue challenge. See how she does with that. But she's starting to take to it, and then our younger one, obviously, Pichu is the draw there for the younger one. But Xenozoans will hopefully be replacing, or not maybe replacing, but at least being kind of held there in children's minds alongside that big title. When they're thinking creature capture and fun adventures with partner and pals, the unlikely creatures and monsters that you can become friends with and are awesome looking and cute and adorable and all that stuff. So Xenozoans, I know you're excited about it. I'm almost as excited about it as you are, because you are the most excited about it. But yeah, man, it's got the potential. It can have the legs, and I am so excited for you to be able to put out the preview later this year.
Yeah, I cannot wait. It's going to be so cool.
So now let's. I'm just going to go back to the screen share here. So everybody, please, again, as we were saying earlier, the Dreams Uncharted website, dreamsuncharted.com, should be back up and running by tomorrow night, or at least definitely for sure by the time you get to work on Monday. So make sure.
Wrong, but yeah.
Yeah, that might be a little bit just I wanted to kind of be a little more liberal with it, just a little more giving with it. This way, somebody tomorrow afternoon isn't then going to you on X and be like, "I thought your website was going to be fixed. What the heck, man? I want to read Snipe Hunter." Like, ooh. By the end of the night, maybe by the end of the weekend, just setting tempering expectations for people.
As fast as we can.
Yes.
I definitely. I mean, the longer it's down, I feel like I'm getting a little itchy. Get some more than comics there, like.
That might be, yeah. Just everybody can come can blame me for any itches and scratches they might be getting. I got fleas, so I'm just a no good dirty dog here on YouTube and Rumble. So I bring the fleas with me. But yeah, in the meantime though, for the next day or so, go on over to Global Comics, check out Snipe Hunter issue 0, and also check out Marauder, the Rogue Wave Pirates, and High Treason League if you haven't done so already. But definitely make sure once the website is up and running again, you head on over there, you check out the titles, you make sure you go help support in any way that you can in terms of getting more projects funded, so this way we can get more pages to read. And it takes a village, people. It takes a village. But also there is the Patreon as well, where if you just want to set it and forget it, you're helping out in small ways that way. You can do that for the various titles as well. Or you could be a really awesome person and just go and on Patreon and support all three every single month.
Yeah. I hope that it, I have never actually tested to see if it allows you to do all 3 tiers. I hope that you can.
Somebody might need to test that one day.
I feel like I should know a little more about my own Patreon than I do. I just threw together a thing.
Yeah, there's people that use it that they're still learning stuff about it as well. I mean, I know nothing about it, but I know there's one creator here on YouTube that uses it kind of as a secondary platform for talking about things that YouTube would like flag them for, and like they're even finding out more things about Patreon once in a while. So no worries. But and then, ladies and gentlemen, be sure also to go follow Web over on X at Dreams Uncharted. No E between the T and the D. But here is the page here, where you just search Dreams Uncharted in the search bar. It'll pop right up too. But yeah, man, it's been awesome having you on. I am so excited for everything you got going on. The Snipe Hunter preview was really fun to read, and we have the first couple of pages of that. Hopefully, we'll be getting even more pages of that soon. People pick up on that really quickly and take to it well, like they've taken the High Treason League, hopefully. And then, yeah, man, Xenozoans and the Fleet, and you just got a bunch of awesome stuff going on. And what I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm not going to be around for most of the day tomorrow. We're going to a convention tomorrow. But first chance I get, I am going to be coming back to this stream that we're doing. I'm going to be cutting it up, clipping it up, and taking the section especially about the platform, about the Dreams Uncharted Fleet platform. And I'm going to be chopping that up, just that segment, and I'm going to be posting that out there on X for people to see, man, because that is definitely... it's definitely much needed. Like we were saying earlier, it's definitely a much needed thing in the indie comic space. And the fact that nobody has anything like that and nobody's doing anything like that is baffling. So, hey, be the trailblazer, brother. Be the trailblazer. But before we get going, is there anything else you kind of want to maybe just say to the couple of people watching, or have you said your piece and you just want to maybe just do one final push on convincing people to go read the Dreams Uncharted titles and help out getting more great stuff put out there by you and your team?
Well, I guess what I would like to say is this, which is that it seems to me that in indie comics, there's a lot of doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And I think that we get too easily comfortable with sort of where we are. And I don't really want to be comfortable with where things are. I want a massive change in pop culture. I want new people who are actually creative and know what they're doing to rise up. I want these people who hate all the pop culture and creative things that they have somehow ended up in charge of to no longer have the sort of power that they've had anymore. And I think the only way for us to do that is to start working together and stop doing this whole bucket crab thing where whenever one of us kind of rises up, all the other indie people start coming up with reasons to tear them down. I think what we need is something like what hopefully the Dreams Uncharted Fleet can be, a place where people can put out their comics in a way that is easily accessible. There's a very low bar to entry, and they can pool audiences and they can bring new people in. I think that that's what's lacking, and I hope that you guys will support me in that endeavor, because I don't just want myself to be successful. I've come across so many great creators on X and in various places that I think deserve their time in the spotlight, and I want to be able to lift them all up too. So I hope that you guys will check it out. I hope that you'll tell all your friends, anyone that you know who likes comics, send them towards the Dreams Uncharted fleet. Anyone you know who wants to make comics, the page by page method is probably the easiest way to get into making comics in the first place, because you only need to fund a few pages and then it breaks even after that. And you don't need to worry about building up an audience in time to meet some deadline in 1 month. You can go at sort of your own pace. So I think that it's going to be a great way to bring in new creators, bring in new audiences, lift people up, and start creating a new wave of creators who actually love the medium. So I'm hopeful that all of you will check it out, will support, and you can say that you were there from the beginning.
For sure. I, for one, will be definitely proud to say that, and also I'll be proud to say I was there when I saw that you had Dreams Uncharted merch, because that's the first time I'm seeing that shirt.
I know I had it on the stream before. I guess that wasn't your stream. But yes, I do a terrible job of promoting my Redbubble. I honestly always forget it exists.
Fair enough. Because your focus is the books, and I get that.
Even when I push it, nobody ever buys anything. But I need to start putting things on there that are more visually interesting anyway. But yes, if you want to get Marauder stuff, if you want to get High Treason League stuff, I still need to upload Snipe Hunter stuff. That'll be something to work on in the near future. But
perfect.
But yeah, if you want to wear a shirt around with my logos on it, or I also have some of the characters there.
There you go.
Ever wanted a mug with Kaya from High Treason League on it? And who's adorable.
Yes.
You can go get one of those.
And you know what, man? Actually, if you can, shoot me the link to that in a message, and I will be sure to include that in any future posts that I do regarding the website or any of the titles or anything like that as well. I'll be sure to include that, man.
Yeah, let me go ahead and do that while I'm thinking about it. There you go.
Perfect. And in the meantime, everybody, I appreciate y'all for being here, hanging out. I'm ComixDad. This is okay. Cool. I pointed the right way this time, because normally I go this way, because looking at the screen, you're on my right, so I would naturally want to go right. Pointed the right way this time. This is Web of This is Web of Dreams Uncharted, the captain, the admiral of the fleet. And I appreciate you guys being here, and hopefully go check out Dreams Uncharted and everything Webb and his team have going on. Links are in the description. More links will be coming. And then definitely go check out dreamsuncharted.com in the next couple days when the site is back up and running with all the awesome new changes coming to it. But until next time, everybody, you can catch me on Sunday night for a new episode of The Pull List, where I'll be going over the new comic books coming up for the week, because every Wednesday is new comic book day at your local comic shop. And I'll be giving you my personal recommendations on what I think is worth picking up and what I think might be worth ignoring, or maybe even just accidentally dropping in the trash can at the comic shop while you're there. But Cook84 says I made it early. yeah, you did, Cook, you did. But anyway, everybody, so thank you guys so much for being here watching. Please go support Webb and Dreams Uncharted, and be on the lookout. Follow him on X, all that good stuff for all the updates and all the great things to come. But yeah, like I said, until next time, be good to yourselves, be good to each other, support your local comic shops, support independent comic creators like Webb, like John Dillard, or not John Dillard, Justin Belmont. I was saying John Dillard because John Dillard did art for Justin's most recent book. But yeah, independent comic creators like Web, like Justin, who was on last night, and many other people who have been on the channel and will be on the channel. And also support your small creators, your small content creators like myself, my wife, Queen Comics wife, our friend Tomby, who was in the chat, and so many other friends of the channel who've been in the chats and been on the streams as well. But thank you, everybody, so much for being here. And until next time, you have yourselves a good night. We're out of here.